Hello everyone, I am Douglas E. Welch and welcome back to another episode of In the Garden for a Gardener's Notebook. For more information, you can always visit the website douglasewelch.com. There you'll find links to a Gardener's Notebook as well as everything else that I do. Well, here we are, November 17th. We finally got a nice cool day in the garden. We had a little bit of a cool down. We even had a little bit of rain a few weeks ago, and then it jumped back up into the 90s during the day, which is, I get so tired of it after a while. Having grown up in a place that actually has real weather and a real fall and a real winter, for better or worse, I do get thrown off by these warm spells we get in the fall. But now, this week, it looks like it's going to be nice and cool, kind of in the mid 60s to lower 70s at the very hottest, and it feels like we can get back out into the garden again and actually do some actual work and maybe even have a little fun. Now today I wanted to review the fact that we have a lot of these automated watering systems in the garden. I currently have, I think, three timers, 3 electronic timers, and about 6 or 7 soaker hoses attached to those timers. And while soaker hoses and timers really do help to alleviate a lot of the tedious work of the garden, and in my case it actually takes care of the garden when I don't have the time and attention to do so myself, you still, as I often say with GPS devices and computers, you've got to be smarter than the computer sometimes. You can't just set it and forget it. You do have to monitor it and then maintain it if there are issues. Otherwise, you might end up with very high water bills, soggy areas of your garden, or in some cases, areas of your garden that don't get any water at all. So a couple ways of monitoring all your automated systems in the garden is to simply use a little dish, a little pie plate, something just to catch the water. Now what I do on a regular basis is I take a little tub like you'd get cream cheese or something in at the store, and I put that under the spigots for each of the timers in turn and let them run a few times. What I'm checking for there is to make sure there are no leaks at the hose end connectors, there's no leaks at the automated valve, the timer, whatever. Those are typically the worst leaks because they will leak the most and you'll waste the most water there. Next, to monitor how much water is going into the garden, well, first and foremost, you just simply need to look at your soaker hose, and you can often see, has it run or not, and you can do a quick dig down and see how much water has been applied to a particular area. Is it too much? Is it too little? And just keep an eye on it that way. But a pie plate put under the soaker hose at various points can give you a very quick estimate of how much water has been applied to that particular area of the soaker hose, and just help you ensure that that it's running at all, first of all, and then also you're getting the right amount of water into that bed. Now, another part of running these automated systems too is you have to adjust them from season to season. Now, here in Southern California, we basically require supplemental irrigation year-round. But as we enter our rainy season, I wish, it should have been raining by now actually, but we do tend to get more, I guess, in more January, February. When those times arise, I'm going to have to go out and readjust all my timers and cut them back from either the length of time that they're watering in each cycle or the number of times the cycle runs each day. There's no need to waste water if you're getting water from the sky, so you do have to manually adjust. At least with my timers, you have to manually adjust the timing and the depth of the cycle, the length of the cycle for each timer. Now, of course, if you have automated sprinkler systems, almost all of them have some sort of rain detector. This is simply a connector you put out in the garden so that when it's raining, it suppresses the normal cycling of your sprinkler system. This again helps you out a lot. It catches those times maybe in the middle of the night when you're not aware that it started to rain and you know the sprinklers are going to turn on the next morning. So anytime you can apply a system like that, that's great. Again, it helps you out, but you need to pay attention to it and you need to notice if the sprinklers come on even if it's rained, and you may need to adjust either the detector that you're using, perhaps the settings aren't correct, or perhaps perhaps the detector itself has failed and you need to replace it entirely. So I hope this overview of my automated systems here in my garden has helped you out a lot. You can find previous mentions of them, actually some pictures and other things, and even some model numbers on the website. Just search for water timer as part of the Gardener's Notebook blog and you'll turn those posts up. If you have any questions, drop a line my way. I'd love to hear from you, and perhaps I can offer some advice on how you might automate your own garden watering systems. So that's it for this episode of In the Garden. I hope you enjoyed it. You can always find more information on the website at douglasewelch.com. Again, there you'll find links to everything that I do, whether it's career opportunities, technology IQ, careers in new media, a gardener's notebook, and my own personal blog, My Word, which is a collection of everything that I do. Send in your questions, comments, whatever you'd like to say via Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Google+. I'm on all the different sites, and in fact, on Google+, Twitter, and Facebook, we have our own Gardener's Notebook page where we can ask questions and share discussions amongst ourselves. Until next time, keep watering, keep cooling down, hopefully here, and keep digging.